There we go, Malibu. Oh, give it a couple minutes. Get a sip of my lemon water. Can't give you a sip. You wouldn't like lemons. Ooh, a lot of lemon. Hi, Arlene. How you doing? I saw your post. I saw it last night, I think, for you that you made for your wall. That was nice. Hi, Ellen, Missy, Angela. You gonna get down, baby? You're gonna stay. What are you gonna do? You have your little bed down there. So let's see. Um, Angela, voice actor. Hi, Janet. How you doing? Let's see. Who else? Toad Road. Hi, Adam. How you doing? Nice to see you again. I hope you're working on some kind of projects lately. Hadn't seen you around much. So hope you're doing well. I did have some happy mail to show. I was going to say a little announcement thing. Let's see, what else do I have? Here's my phone. Look, I got my banana. So if my voice starts to go, let's see. Christine finished saying good morning to everybody. Kat, good morning. I got the prompts out. Gary, got the prompts out for you. I'm going to just say good morning to everybody for a couple minutes. Dana, Malibu decided to jump down. She's got a little bed down there, but she came up here just to say good morning to you guys. I got my bowl old prompts here. And then we are going, I have a whole bunch of pages that I've been coloring and practicing with painting and coloring, well, on the pages with alcohol. I mean, not alcohol. Strike that. Beep, beep, beep. Backing up the bus. Acrylic markers. Acrylic brush. Now, I pulled out the grabbies. I had that whole big set up there, but I said, I'm going to limit it to just some grabbies so we don't go cray over how many colors we have to pick from. So I figured that if you have any kind of acrylic paint markers, then you probably have a limited amount of color. So that's what I'm going to use today. Hi, Riri. Let's see. I said to Missy. Riri. I'm not gonna buy. I have a couple of books coming, but I don't have them here today, probably by Wednesday. So this is just stuff we already have. Sure, I haven't missed anybody. I try to catch everybody first thing. If you are, hi Kimberly, Taylor. Hey Taylor, how you doing? Good to see you. Make sure that you put it in caps if you're talking to me. I won't think you're yelling at me, but if you don't put it in caps, chances are I'm not going to see you when the chat starts rolling. Also, make sure you have all messages or live chat clicked at the top of the window so you will see all the chat. And that also goes for recordings. If you go back and watch a recording, if you want to see all the chat, you've got to go put all messages or live chat, whichever one your device says. Let's see here. Riri. Let's see. Laverne. Angie. Oh my gosh. So yeah. So I kind of showed y'all last week what I was doing with the acrylic brush markers. Let me see. I think I'll zoom in one. What I've been doing with the acrylic brush markers and putting them, I had a little piece of plastic that I was using, but I pulled out this little acrylic tray to work on. And I just put some down. I have a small brush, some water, just a teeny spritz of water just to keep it flowing because it dries pretty quick. It is acrylic, and I'm just putting down a bit amount, right? And so, and then working with those. I do have some pages here that I'll show you that I've been working on over the weekend for some samples. And oh, that'll be interesting, Angie. Can't wait to see that. Let's see. Last week, I worked on this page. I did finish it. So you can see the pearls there and in her hair. So I finished her and the lace and everything. So wanted to show y'all that completed page. Hi, Belinda. Let's see, who else am I missing? Janet, did I? Yeah, I said hi to you, didn't I? Oh, thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let's see. Thank you, Taylor. Good to see you. So before we get started, I'm just gonna say this, and then hi, Mark. We're gonna move on because at least for me, it's been an emotional last week with all the stuff going on. But here's how I'm trying to look at it. Seeing the millions around the world, the love pouring out for a young father of faith gives me hope for the future. So um, I'm going to be hopeful that because and I know there's been and I've seen a little bit of the hate out there, but most everything I've seen is a lot of love. I've seen a lot more support than and love than hate. So I just wanted to say, I'm feeling hopeful because of the millions around the world that I see. Um, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But keep the faith, people. Keep the faith. Let's see. What else do we? Who else? Am I missing anybody? Let's see. Mark, you had a birthday like a week ago, didn't you, or was it 2 weeks ago? Oh, you got your happy mail. You're welcome, Mark. I'm glad you got it. And happy belated birthday. Hi, View. Anybody else coming in? So let me go ahead and flip through the ones that I'm working on because these are what we're going to work on today. Thanks, Riri. So y'all saw this one that I did last week. I did finish it up. So here's the absolutely completed page. But I started with this. What I'm getting ready to show you is done with what we're going to do today with the acrylic brush markers, and we're painting with them on these pages. And these are all pages out of Wondrous Folk, Christine Caron's book, and I do have her. I think some of y'all have it already. The Wondrous Little Folk. I forget what it's called. The little folk. Anyway, it's her brand new one, and I do have it coming this week. It'll be here. I don't know if it'll be here by Wednesday, but it'll be here this week. So when I get it, I'll do a flip of that one as well. So I did get that one. Can y'all hear me okay and everything? Hopefully. All right, so let me go ahead and flip through you. These are all in progress. These are all works in progress. So, and it's done with the acrylic brush tip markers. Okay, but you could use. Hi, Debbie. You could use, whichever kind of acrylic marks. It doesn't have to be a brush tip because you're smearing it out and just adding I'm putting the water over here, leaving the brushes over here, and then just kind of just pulling in some water as needed. And I'm only putting out a little at a time. So I'm constantly putting out more because it dries pretty quick. The little folk, yeah, you got it, Taylor? Okay. Well, yeah, I've got it coming. All right, so these are, and again, I have a little pencil on some of them, but for the most part, there's not much pencil, and it's just so you can see it's just based. It's just the base color so far, and y'all know I go back in with pencil, but I wanted to show you how you could base with these acrylic paint markers. Okay, so this one I did some more work. I put some gold gel pen in her there. You can see the gel gold pen. So maybe it's a little, maybe I need to turn the brightness down just a tad here. I'm really liking this one. Oh, thank you, Riri, for the super chat. You want some more stickers, Riri? I'm sending out stickers to all the super chatters this month. I can't say I'm going to do it, every month, but this month I've got the stickers that y'all saw. The lemur, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. The rooster and the frog, and what I got? One more thing. Anyway, I got stickers this month. Big stickers. The stickers are big. So, thanks, Tina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. Let's see. Tina comes in saying good morning to everybody she can catch. Let's see. You got your stick. Oh, good, Hard House. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to flip through. These are the ones that I'm working on and I'm going to work on today. Just different parts of different ones because you can see I did a lot of coloring. Did a lot of coloring and praying over the weekend. So these are the ones that I've based so far. And that's just a back sheet. So anyway, I don't know if y'all have a preference for which one we want to continue on. I'm going to show you how I do it and how, but I just wanted to have some base done so we can kind of keep moving forward. Now this one was done last week and it's not part of this. Okay, so let me move that over there. Let's see. Who else am I missing? All right, before we get started, let's go ahead and do the prompts and the lollygag book. And I'm going to mix it up here. The blue-haired one, Missy, you like the blue hair, the water girl, the water fairy girl, what that might be. All right, so y'all know every Monday we pick 5 prompts. I just pick a little handful, take 5 up off the top. I write them down because I put them in my Society of Idea Collector notebook. So, all righty, here we go. So today is 9/15/25. All right, so I'm going to pick 5. And again, even if you don't work them like Terry does, Terry works them all pretty much. Hi, Joe Lou. Put them down, write them down so you have some ideas when you don't have any ideas. All right, here we go. Moon. Icon, and that can be whatever you want it to be. These can mean however you want to interpret them. Hydrangea. David Hockney. I was going to pull his book for y'all, and I did find it. I did find it on my shelves. The one where he talks about how he discovered how the Renaissance artist and a little before, he figured out how they use the camera obscura to project images, and how they learned 3-dimensional art and painting via those techniques. And he wrote a big book on it. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then Art Nouveau. And I talked about it last week or the week before, and then I couldn't find it that day. Sometimes it's that day I can't find it. Okay, so here we go. Moon, Icon, Hydrangea, David Hockney, and Art Nouveau. Those are the prompts for the week. So let's see. Do I have anything else? I said hi to Belinda. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Okay, so now we're going to read out of our lollygag book that Cheshire Cat sent us. And we're just doing 1 letter a week. I need a pencil here. We're doing 1 letter a week. And I'm not reading all of them. I'm just reading, a few. So, yeah, Terry, good luck, Terry. Terry, don't ever feel like you have to do them, Terry. Even though you do them every week, don't ever feel pressure to do them every week. All right, so we're up to letter K. Let's see what we got here. Kaput, done over, finished, finito. I think we've done, no, we didn't do that. Did we do K's? No, we didn't do K. All right. Kerfuffle. Also see brouhaha, a big fuss. Let's see. Kit and caboodle are words that mean a collection or group of something. So put them together just emphasizes the point. The whole darn lot of it. Kitty corner. Kitty corner, located opposite or diagonally. It's the alteration of the word catter corner. Is this something that you have in your name there? I'm sorry. I'm laughing here at Tina. Let's see. Terry, yeah, challenge. Okay. Yeah, kitty corners. That's how it's spelled. Kitty corner. Let's see. Knickerbocker. Knickerbockers are knee-length pants, a slang word for people from New York. The word comes from Dietrich Knickerbocker. See, I did not know this. The fictional author of History of New York, published in 1809, which was really written by Washington Irving. Aha, very interesting. The connection between the word and the book, Knickerbocker's book has illustrations of Dutchmen wearing short pants. So there's a little illustration there. That's interesting. Knick-knack, a bauble, trinket, or other little ornamental item that's not worth very much money, although it may have sentimental value for the owner. Not only does this word begin and end with the letter K, it also has a double dose of it in the middle. See also tchotchke. Okay, well, there we go. So then next week is L. So there's our prompts and our lollygag. Quirky words, clever tongue. Thank you, Cheshire Cat, for the book. Let's see. Okay, Angie. Okay, so now let me move this out of our way so I have some more room on my desk. The bowl has its own little spot up there. Oh, and I did pull out my red mixed media collage journal because I did finish the other page. I varnished it and then I did another page. So since the last time I was here, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick flip through the book. And when you get to the places with the wax paper, those are the new ones. Hi, Ann Makes. So I'm just going to flip through here. Y'all know I skip around so that it keeps the spine. It keeps the spine level if you kind of flip around rather than just going front to back and it starts to warp the spine. Y'all seen these before. Let's see. Do I need to? I think the lighting's okay. So, oh, I think what it is this white bowl. There we go. That's better. So there we go. Got this one, and I'm varnishing them, and I am gold edging them all. I am so much going to finish this book. Now, is it going to be this year like I wanted it to be? Probably not. Okay, so I think I'll show you this one last because that's the one that I haven't. I'll show you that one last. Okay, so this one is my astronauts traveling through time and space. Y'all seen these. Oh, thanks, Ellen. I just like to flip through it every now and remind myself, keep working in it, keep working in it. There's my little time traveler guy right down there. This is what it's like to travel through time, you see. Let's see. Ann makes, I bought the acrylic paint marker. Oh, the 240. Yeah. I did not pull that set today, Anne, because I didn't figure everybody had that set. So I just pulled my grabby markers just because that's more likely the size of a set somebody might have. So we can work smaller set. But yeah, I did pull two. Actually, I did pull two colors. I did pull two colors out of that set. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, so here's the one that we worked on last week. I did finish this, varnished it, edged it with gold. I did this curtain here, and this page is the page that got me trying to use my acrylic brush tip markers for details in the finishing touches, because I might just need, like here, I wanted just a little bit of dark blue back in here, or darker blue back in here, and I would have had to got, my big, I say big, these aren't big, but and mix a color and everything. Where if you just have some acrylic markers, you can lay that down and lay it down, and I just lay it down on a little acrylic, something that's non-porous, so you can clean it off. It can be that, it can be like here, I have this little piece of plastic I was using, and something you can spray a little teeny bit of water on it. Thank you, Kat. So anyway, this was the page that said, I just need a little tiny bit of something, something. So that's when I said, well, why not, use the acrylic brush tip markers? It's acrylic paint. It's just in a brush tip. So instead of getting out, squirting out a bunch of paint for just a little dab of color, that's when I started using the acrylic brush tip markers. And so that's the story of why I decided on the 240 set. All right, so let's see here. So there's this one. So again, they're all varnished and edged. Skipping over the blank pages. Here we go. I really love this one. But you can see right here in the crack, I did not let the varnish dry 100. You got to let that varnish dry, especially in the cracking. It's best just to leave it open like over 2 days before you close the book, because there might be just a little bit of varnish in the center, and it kind of pulls up and you don't know it, and you think it's dry. And it's not. And there's a splatter of when I did the splatter, there's one right there on his mustache, and I don't like that. So you can kind of touch it up. You can touch things up, but you don't really, it's already varnished. It's varnished, so I don't want. No, that's not the. Oh, where's that black one? Oh, hang on. Here we go. It's varnished, so it's if you go over it like this, there's no varnish over the top of that, right? Am I stitching that story? Oh, sticking with that story. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Riri, this journal is the Dilutions. It's a brown craft color. I think I have the cover in here. And I paint them, I cover them, so it's this one. It's this one. Okay, 69 pages, unlined. It's off-white, kind of a cream color paper, and it's heavy duty craft paper, cardstock. But this is what the belly band that comes on it. But it's this color. It's not red. I painted it red and varnished it so that it would be nice and shiny. Some of the other ones I have 4 or 5 other ones, and I did faux wood on them. Okay, so anyway, I did this one. I did this one a couple weeks ago, and I just kind of fill in those little spots. I mean, if I did want to do something with this, I'd run it through Procreate, and I'd fix all this anyway. So, but anyway, so. Alrighty. All right, this one is my little girl and her pet heading toward the city. My robots, and here again, I did not let the varnish dry, so I need to fix it. I took a picture of it before I closed the book, so this does not show in the photo. So I'm not worried about it. All right, let's see. This one we did on spring forward. Yeah, spring forward. It's almost time to fall back now. So this was our change of time, the spring forward. It's springing forward. All right, let's see. Then there's my lemurs in the library. I painted this over a magazine image. So this is all painted over the top of a picture. So you enabled yourself, Riri? Well, Kat just put the link. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? And of course, y'all seen my discs. I've been working on the 14-inch round disc, doing these kind of scenes on the discs. I don't have them in here. They're hanging on the wall in the other room. But anytime y'all want to see them, I can go, pick them up, pick them off the, they're just on plate racks. So there's my little grandmother's tree house, mushroom tree house in the forest. Is that all I got in here? I think that's it, except the new one. So the other one that I did, y'all remember the octopi that was just kind of floating there? We didn't know what, I say we, because if I'm working on it with you guys, didn't know what to do with it. Well, I did something with it. So this is what I did with it. So here's what I did with the octopus right there. And so I used my jelly plated papers in the background and did like an underwater scene. So this is what I did with him. There was a little phone there. I covered up the phone. I could have left it and made them two talking on the phone, but it was only one phone. Yeah. So, but they could have been talking on the phone. And I'm getting in the inspiration mood for my Inktober, which I'm going to do another poster this year. I'm going to do Under the Sea, Ink Seatober. Last year I did Ink Farmtober, and then we've done Ink Sectober with insects. And then the other one was Ink Woodtober, the animals in the woods. So I did finish that and varnish it. So I really did like it. So that I just wanted to show you really much this one because I finished that and the other one. All right, so let's put this to the side. Then I got some happy mail from Linda Rentz and Janet. Listen, let's love this. How do I varnish my pages, Taylor? I use this. Let me get it here. I have a shoe rack, a plastic shoe rack on the back of my door, and I put all my varnishes and mediums in that shoe rack. I used to have my Barbie stuff in there when I was doing lots of Barbie photography, but since I'm not doing a lot of Barbie photography, I put all my varnishes, mediums, that kind of stuff in that shoe rack on the back of my door. Anyway, so this is what I use: the Deco Art Americana DuraClean High Gloss Indoor Outdoor Water Based. I can't stress enough. Now, you don't have to get this brand, but you make sure and get water based. You don't want to get an oil based varnish for your journals. Just saying. And as long as you let it dry really well, especially like I showed you in the crevice there, you have to let it dry really well. Your pages will not stick with this. If you use Mod Podge and some other stuff, now I glue everything down with golden matte medium. Here, let me show you that. I know most of you already know this, but I glue all my collages with golden matte medium. You don't have to get this huge jar that Janet gets me for my birthday every year. They come in smaller jars, but this is what I glue everything down with, and it's matte. That means it's not shiny. But when I varnish it with the high gloss. So everything is set, sealed, and delivered with high gloss. So those are my two mediums that I use all the time. And you can get this, you can get the Deco Art varnish. I get it at Hobby Lobby. I'm sure you can probably get it at Michael's too. I'm not sure. I get it at Hobby Lobby. Americana, it's the same company that makes the paint, that makes these little paints like this. So probably wherever you find these little paints. Yeah, for one, it'd probably never dry, Arlene, and you wouldn't want to close your book on an oil-based varnish. Plus, anything you put your varnish down with, you'd have to get turpentine, paint thinner, it's like painting with oils. Okay. So, okay. So these are the colors that I pulled here. These are the colors that I've been working with right here, but I pulled my whole set of Grabby dual tip. Now, what's nice about the dual tip, and I'm sure Kat, if she hasn't already put a link to these, what's nice about the Grabby dual tip brush tip, it's called dual tone, but what it is they're brushes on both ends, but it's two different colors. So you can have, I think it's 36. What's half of 72? Is that 36? Yeah. 36 markers, but 72 colors. So because there's two different colors on each one. Now, some of them, like it's a light and a dark purple or something like that. And then some of them are, let me find one this one's quite different. Those two blues there. And, but anyway, so you get two colors in one marker. Now, how long will these last? I don't know. I haven't got to the point where I'm running out of them. Right. All right. So now let me go back to my Linda. Linda Rant sent me this happy mail, and she said, Dee Dee, and she's talking about her and she and Tim she said, we sent something to Janet and can't leave you out. We made hidden pockets with Beth. I think she means Beth Schuler. And this one is for you. Love you, Linda and Tim. So I'll put this in my journal. And she sent me some little ephemera here. I'm not sure if it's stickers or not. I didn't try yet because it's going to go in my journal. I haven't tried yet. And then she sent this. I guess this is, maybe they made the whole project with Beth Schuler. So here's this little, and then it's got this inside, and then it's got some stamps in there. So it's just a little ephemera pocket. So very cute. Thank you so much, Linda and Tim. I do appreciate it. I'll put it in my journal. One of my journaling journals, where I do ephemera and journal. So thank you. And the little note that goes with it. So thank you, Linda and Tim. So Janet, you're not the only one. Let's see. Dee, for your creative journal book, did you paint and then varnish it? Oh, no, you got to do all the painting before you varnish. The varnish is the last thing. The golden matte medium is to glue everything down. You glue everything down with the golden matte medium. And then you paint it all in, do all your painting, and then the last step is the varnish. Okay? Like I did a little touch-ups with the tip, where I had a little white spot or something over it, but the varnish is your last thing. Okay, does that answer that question? And if y'all don't know, I have tons of mixed media collage in my playlist. Tons of tutorials, videos, tons of stuff in my playlist. So, okay, let's see. Well, you don't really want to, Ellen, because it's not going to be shiny. If you touch it up, like a little spot or something, it's not going to matter. But wherever you touch up, unless you put more varnish on that little spot, it's not going to be shiny. Okay, so, all right. So anyway, I just got this little, what do you call it? A porcelain, I don't know, some kind of porcelain. I don't even know. I just got it at Hobby Lobby in the clearance department for $1 or something. And it's porcelain, so it's non-porous. Or you can just use a piece of, like this is a non-porous piece of, comes in some journals to help. So if you're using paint or markers or something, so if it bleeds through, it won't go to the other page. So it's kind of a bleed through protector. And I use this more than anything, just pieces of packaging, little pieces of packaging like this. Any of this will work. any of this. Same difference, okay? You can use just a piece of packaging you got left over, some plastic. I just happened to remember I had this, so I said, well, let's use it. So and then a wet baby wipe I have on hand, and let's see, what else do I need here? I think that's it to play here. So let me show you that. Like I said, we're working out a wondrous folk, Christine Karen. I've done a ton of flip throughs through this last week. I think we did 2 flip throughs last week. Don't forget, guys, to put it in caps if you're asking me a question. Otherwise, I could very well miss it, and I'm not trying to. Okay, so this is what we're going to color out of. Let me just set that right over here. And I'm just working on a piece of some paper here and another piece of paper, just because my desk here has got some rough spots. And if you are coloring or doing anything and you got, anything rough underneath, you're going to pick that up just like you would a rubbing, Okay. So let's see here. Let me move my camera over just a little here. And we're going to zoom in. Thank you, Kat. Send you a picture. Oh, okay, I'll look at it after a while, Angie. Thank you. All right, let's see. All right, so I got this girl here, and again, this is all done. She has a little bit of pencil added to her, not much, and I went ahead and did little white Posca dot like baby's breath flowers. And even though she's not done, I wanted to show y'all different things that you can do without me having to completely finish a whole page. I'll finish all these. Hi, Judy O. I'll finish all these, but I wanted to get some bases started just to kind of show y'all in different stages. Some have the face based, and then some have just, I did the base, watered down acrylic base, and then I went over it with just the brush itself to get that texture. And again, I'll use pencils. I'm going to use liquid pearls, probably some stickles, other things. But I just started these, so I just did a whole bunch of them in a few hours. Okay, so this one I have gold, a little bit of gold gel pen on there. There we go. You can see the gel pen here. So I started her. It started adding. She's got more little details done to her than any of the others, and I do like she's called Aqua. Christine Karen names all of her pieces, and so yeah, this one's Aqua. So I got her going with some blue and green skin, so we can maybe work on that some more. Somebody mentioned that. I think Missy did. Here's this angel. So I just started. Haven't done anything but his skin. Same for her. I started, maybe I'll finish her skin before we move on. I started doing her skin here and just have a base of some other things there. Then I have this redhead girl with green eyes. Haven't done her skin either. Maybe we'll do that. And then this one I did the little green fairy there. Started on the wings. And then this one, got her face and her hair blocked in, and the ribbons. So I got that done. So let's see. Let's go ahead and I don't need this. Let's go ahead and I'll put her in the lineup. So I do want to do her face. There we go. Maybe like this. All right. So let me finish her. And I'm trying to remember what color. I think I did it with this color. I used a whole bunch of different colors. All right, let's go ahead and zoom in. There we go. All right, so here's what I've been doing. I'm going to have to move some of these over because they're going to be in my way. If I need the colors, I'll come over here and grab another one. These are the colors. These are all the colors that I used for all the pieces that you just saw, except maybe one other brown. But other than that, these are the colors that I've been using. Okay. All right, let's turn the brightness down just a little since we zoomed in. Let's see how that looks. It was pretty good. Well, what really wasn't speed coloring. It was just that I had a lot of time to do it over the weekend. So Like I said, a lot of color and a lot of prayer. Okay, so I think it was this color, I'm pretty sure. And the thing about these grabbies, they have a number on them, but they're not named. So, but again, I don't really ever pay attention to the name or the numbers of the colors. So what I do is I just put some down, like I put down this kind of the lighter side and a little bit of the kind of a little bit of a peachier color side. And the colors are not going to look exact in camera. They're just not. And then I just put a little bit of water off to the side. I'm not spraying it into there because you're going to water it down too much. Where's my little brush I was using? A little brush. I pulled just a little here. I'll just using one of these fingernail brushes. And the reason I picked this is because it's kind of stiff, springy. It's a springy brush. Let's see, somebody in my neighborhood. Oh. So then now I have the little bit of water right here, but I'm just going to mix these colors right here. And then I'm going to start, and I'm just going to start painting. Now it looks a little thick, so I'll just pick up one pickup of like touch the water. I'm not going to water this down. I don't want to spray that. So I want very, very little water. And the water is really just so that this doesn't dry. So it doesn't dry too quickly. And I just keep mixing and putting it out. And I can always use my baby wipe to clean my brush off and if I get it too dark or too light. Now you can't, it's not going to blend like an alcohol marker. You can't put this down and then 5 minutes later come in with like an alcohol marker and blend it. You have to, you got to keep it moving. Okay. And you also don't want to make it too overly wet on just, you're going to pill your paper if you add a lot of water. So I'm not adding a lot of water. It's, just enough water to keep this flowing. Because it does dry kind of fast. But what I like about it is you have so many colors with the with the acrylic markers, and you can get a good base down really fast. Okay. Now this I did go in here with the second coat because I wanted her a little bit darker. So make sure it's dry. Once it's dry, you can add another coat, but it's not going to blend. Can't stress this enough. This will not blend like alcohol markers do. You can put down alcohol markers and come back and get it wet again and, smear it out and blend it out. You can't do that with this. This is just imagine you're working with acrylic paint, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're working with acrylic paint, which y'all see me work with all the time. In my collages and everything, in my backgrounds, it's just acrylic paint like this. The only difference is this is in a brush tip. Okay, but y'all know it doesn't, it's not going to blend like an alcohol marker. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead. Oh, and again, make sure that your first coat is really, fairly dry before you go in with another coat. Otherwise, you're going to peel up your paper. You're going to make your paper fall apart. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get in here on her face, but it's a way to do quick base coats. And then after it's dry, you can go in with your color pencil and shade your detail, or add like gold gel pen, or, a silver or whatever. You can add your gel pens. You can, add your Posca. You can add your, because I do this mixed media. That means I'm using all kinds of things. But this is the base coat. The base coat is with my acrylic markers. In this case, y'all seen me do alcohol markers. You've seen me do my Copics. You've seen me do, watered down acrylic paint. Let's see. I don't see any questions. Hi, Gina. Let's see. And see and view say something about matte paint. That's the other thing too. If you plan on going over your paint, in a color book page or anywhere, you want matte paint. You're going to be, if you can, it's hard to try to go over any kind of metallic, satin, or gloss paint. Your color pencils are not going to go over that. You want matte paint. Why is this? This needs to be stuck down. I'm putting my elbow down on this. I can hear the tape. Anyway, you want matte paint because color pencil will go over matte paint. And these are matte. You know, it's matte. It's not gloss. It's not shiny, in other words, and it's not metallic. Now with metallics, you know, you can, there's a little bit of leeway. If I did her whole body with gold paint, there's no penciling over that. But, you know, if you just have a little spot like the one that where's the girl? Her. Like I started doing some little gold trim, if you will, on her. But I don't plan on going over that gold. I'll probably go in between it and other things. But that gold is there to stay. Questions in caps. I'm going to have to tape this down or something. Now you lift this up because I keep papers on it, but for some reason. All right, let me see here. Let me get a piece of tape. All right. I'm just going to tape this down for today. I hope that'll hold it. I don't know if it will. No, that's not going to work. Let's see. What about right here? I just want to make it not be every time I put my elbow down here, it crack. All right. Hi, John. How you doing? Good to see you. John's my Oak Island bud. If y'all don't follow John over on Quest of Oak Island, if you want to know anything about Oak Island show, he's your man. And he probably will do a show. Are you doing one this Wednesday, John? Tuesday or Wednesday? And has drone footage flying over Oak Island and what's going on. And the next season starts in November. Not doing one this week. Okay. So, but y'all go check it out and follow John. And especially if you like anything Oak Island. So, which I do. I've watched it since day one. Okay. So she's, now she's base coated. Now I can go in here and I can either go in here with here's my little brush. I can go in here and she's, not, if it's cold to the touch, it's not dry. Okay. Thanks, Tina. Okay. Drone footage by the end of September. Okay, good. That last one was really good, John. That last drone footage was amazing. You see the guys working out there. So if I want to add some, like I said, you really want to let it dry before you go back with a second coat of anything. I think I need to zoom in some more. Let's zoom in one more. There we go. That's a little better. I just don't want to lose our clarity there. And let's turn the brightness down just a tad more. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to let her dry. She's cold to the touch, so I want to let her dry. And now this is going to dry really quick. So I just take a baby wipe and just kind of make a clean spot to work on. All right, so next I'm going to just move along here and let's see. Let's do a little bit more. Let's do her whole skin, and then we're going to go back and work on her. She's green and blue. So we'll work on her. So I'm just going to go back and forth between all these. Okay, John, thanks for stopping in. Take care of yourself. And y'all go follow John. Seriously, go follow him. Let's see. Okay, I think I've caught up. So I just did a base coat of her hair with some, I think, was it this one? Might have been that one. And again, I try to keep the colors that I was using handy because, if you're going to go back, you're going to go back to any of the colors, you're going to want to know what you used. So these were, let me pull this a little forward so it has something to hold the brushes right there. And again, I just have a little thing of water just to keep a little spritz of water there. All right, so let's see. So if she's going to be very pale, let's see what this, all right, let's do her very pinky pale. So I'm going to put a little of this down, and I've been kind of mixing a couple colors, maybe that color and a peach. No, that's a little too yellow, but well, let's just go ahead with it. We're going to go ahead and go with it. So those two colors for her skin. And then what I do is just spray a little water. I'm not spraying the water here. I'm spraying the water right next to it. Just one little spritz, okay? And then let's just mix those colors and see what happens. So it's kind of a peachy yellow color. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so she's a little too yellow. Let's put a little bit more peach in there. Now, you can't really take your brush when this is soaking wet, put your brush right in there. You want to put your brush off to the side. It's not going to lay down. Your acrylic paint's not going to lay down right in the middle of that puddle of water. Oh, John, thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much, John. Well, I do appreciate you. Thank you. John and I support each other's channels, so I do appreciate that, John. Thank you so much. And I'm telling y'all, go follow John. He's got it going on when it has to do with Oak Island. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly, because this is going to dry pretty quick. But you can see how flat and I'm as long as you don't let it sit there and dry, you can get a nice coat of a flat acrylic paint pretty quickly. And it's nice. It's not textury or bumpy. You know what I mean? It's nice and flat. Look, see how flat the color is on her? Okay, I'm going to need to mix it a little bit more for her body. So I'm just going to come down here. Again, I'm not going to put this brush right in the middle of that water. If I need more space, I'll just take and wipe it down with my little baby wipe there. Okay. And I don't know if this is, this may not appeal to everybody. This may not, y'all may just want to go straight with your pencils or straight out of a watered down acrylic paint, which is fine too. Like I said, the reason that I got these at the beginning, I had the grabbies already, but the reason I got the other colors was because not even for color books so much, but for my collage details. So I could just get a little bit of paint out and not a whole bunch of color to lay down in fine details. Let's see. Ellen said, do you do this procedure with watercolor markers? Yeah, the thing about watercolor markers is, you're going to have to probably use more water. And you can do it with watercolor markers too. That being said, you have the issue with any of this water-based stuff is that if you over saturate your paper, it's going to tear your paper. It's going to pill it. It's going to pill it up. It's going to fall apart. Your paper is going to fall apart if you just do it on color book paper. And Christine Caron's new books are not copy paper thin, but a lot of color books are copy paper thin. And you start adding a lot of water to it, it's going to pill, it's going to tear, it's not going to lay flat. So acrylic paint, it lays, it's going to lay nice and flat for you. Watercolors are going to want, how watercolors want to move. They're going to want to move and shift. And if you're trying to do a face, you don't want a splotchy face. Do you know what I mean? You don't want a splotchy face. Well, maybe you do. I'm kind of doing scales on her. All right, so let's see here. Do I need to zoom in? I think she's pretty good. Well, let's try to zoom in one more. We can kind of zoom in and out as well. There we go. That might be better. Now let me kind of brighten it back up just a tad. All right. All right. So now, again, she's got to dry, or you can take your heat tool and dry, if you want to have it quicker. But you want it dry before you add another layer or pencil. Because if I start going in here with color pencil right now on this wet skin, it's going to rip the paper. It's going to just tear the paper. Okay. You're going to just dig it right out. You're going to have a big mark that, you're not going to be able to get rid of. All right. So now let's go back to her. And again, I just got one layer down here. So let's clean this little spot off here. And I'm going to get this green. Let's see, I think I used both this blue and this blue. I think these are the colors that I used, those three. If not, I'll figure it out real quick. Uh, are you asking a question, View? Put it in caps, guys, if you're talking to me. You stop the paint and let highlights inlet. Well, in this case, I'm not trying to do highlights so much as just leaving a space like that, if that's what you're talking about. But you can always go back in there with pencil, white pencil, or Posca, depending on how white you want it to be, you know. Um, okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put down some of this green because it's going to be the second layer. And maybe, do I want this blue? Let's see what I want to mix up here. Maybe those blue. And let's go ahead and put down the dark blue too. Okay. Now again, if you leave this here more than 5 minutes, it's going to dry. You can't let this just sit here. So I'm going to put a little bit of water off to the side. It's not going to reactivate. It's acrylic paint. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to just go ahead and get a little of this blue here. And let's see, I think I'll get some of the dark. I think I even want it on the darker end here. I want some of the shadows in her hair to be darker. Again, I could go in here with pencil and do this as well. If you just want the acrylic paint for a base, then this is all I needed to do right here. This is all I needed to do with the acrylic paint, just that. And then I can go in here with pencil. But I'm trying to kind of expand on it a little bit for you. With the paint markers. Okay, it's starting to dry, so I got to pick up a little bit of water just to keep it flowing here. Because I'm only laying down this tiny thin coat. So it's going to dry really quick, And you don't have to do all this much. You can just do little areas. Like that's why I got the 240, 260, however many are in that set, because I wanted it just for little details. I didn't want a whole lot. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get some of that blue and green. I'm going to just add a little bit more to her skin because she's going to look, and then I'll kind of get a little bit of a spot of water there just to kind of, while it's wet, you got to do this while it's wet. They're not going to blend like alcohol markers. I can't stress that enough either. So I'm just going to darken up her skin just a little because she's dry, so I could add another layer if I want to here like this. But you got to make sure she's dry. All right, so now I'm going to go here in her body. Okay. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this blue-green on the rest of her wings or her fins. I guess they're fins. I guess it'd be fins, not wings. She's an undersea creature. Okay, let's see. I need a little bit more. I'm gonna get a dry spot. You don't want it. It's not gonna lay down on the. If you put this in a spot of water, it's not gonna lay down for you. Do you know what I mean? Do I have any water there to go? I'm going to come in here with pencil and make her scales more defined. So I don't know if any of y'all would think this is fun working with these like this, but I am. I'm having fun with them. Okay, a little bit more water over there. But they're, these acrylic paint markers, whether you get Grabby or that other brand, or there's a whole bunch of different brands. But, acrylic paint markers, make sure you get a brush tip. It's easier. I mean, you could do this with like Posca type tips that are just rounded, but it's much easier to do with the brush tip. Oh, not as fun as finger painting. Yeah, well, the finger painting, y'all know I love me this thing over here. I don't know why that's. I'll have to adjust my table stuff over here later before Wednesday. All right. So again, just a little water off to the side. And I want to get in here on her hair. She's all blue and green. She's, sea creature. So. And there's bubbles. I'm just kind of painting over the bubbles because I'll go back with Posca, white Posca to make bubbles. So I'm not worried about going over the bubbles. And I don't lay down. Well, I could, put a whole bunch down. And it's going to dry. It's going to dry before I use it. So I just put down a little bit as much as I think I could use before it dries. So, just kind of keep it in one hand and a brush in the other. All right. There we go. So she's based in a second coat of base. And you didn't need to do this second coat if you're going to do a lot of pencil work. If you're going to do a lot of pencil work, you don't really need to put a second coat of paint because you're going to do the shading with pencil. Okay. All right, any questions? Let me get a sip of water, see if anybody's got any questions. Yes, a second coat of basting. Okay. And then every now and then I will clean my brush off in my water bucket, or you can just keep cleaning it on your baby wipe or whatever, because it's a small brush, and like I said, I wanted it springy so I could do little details and yeah. Like a turkey. Well, not quite view. Let's see. Ann makes coloring, swatching your acrylic. Okay, now you're gonna be there a while, Ann makes. You got the 240. I love them, but I thought today for this demo I would just use my Grabbies because there's fewer colors, and I wanted to show people you don't have to have 240 colors. The reason I got the 240 colors was for my collage, not necessarily for my color book. These Grabbies, I think they're 36 markers, but there's 72 colors because they're dual tip, right? And I really love the Grabby brush. These are very, very good. How long will they last? I have no idea. I've not used them down to the dredges. You know what I mean? Let's see. Grabby does have water-based markers as well. Okay, they do have water-based markers as well. Grabby, I'm pretty sure. I think, yeah. I think I got some. Well, I got some water-based markers. I'm not sure if they're Grabby, but yeah. And the same thing though with, I use my Crayola Super Tips. The Crayola Super Tips are water-based, and I use these kind of like doing this. But again, you have to test these things out, guys. I mean, I can't give you a hard, fast rule with every single paper because every paper is going to react differently. But you can do the same kind of lay down and pick up with a water-based marker, but it's watercolor. Okay, it's not acrylic. Acrylic is not going to reactivate once it's dry. Watercolor is going to reactivate. Okay. So, you gotta keep all that stuff in mind. But I love me some Crayola Super Tips. Yeah, Super Tips are awesome. Let's see. I don't varnish my color book pages, Belinda. I don't varnish my color book pages. What I showed y'all earlier in my collage, the red book, that is all collage paint, acrylic paint, not watercolor. Because if you did try to do watercolor on your collage and go to throw varnish on it, it will move. You can lightly try to, and it's again, I don't want to give an exact rule because different products are going to be different. And you can test it on a back page. You can try to lightly fixative it before you varnish it, but I'm not promising you that's going to work. I do not varnish my color book pages at all. They're not varnished. And if I do use something out of a color book page, let's just say I wanted her face in a color book page, I would cut her out and make sure she'd have to be acrylic, not watercolor, because watercolor will move with varnish. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. I think that's all. I don't see anything else in caps asking me. Y'all are talking amongst yourselves. All right. So she's still wet. It's cold to the touch. She's damp. I could take my heat tool and dry her real quick, but I'm just kind of moving back and forth to all the pages that I have started here. Let's go to her now. On her, or maybe her. Well, let's just do this for a minute. What I did with her is she just has a base down, so it looks very flat. It looks very flat, not this part, but the color looks very flat. It's because it's just a base. There's no shading, no highlighting, no nothing. It's just a base. Okay. And then what I did is I took my marker with just direct to the thing here and did all those squiggles because what I want to do next on this, well, later after she's done, because you have to do the liquid pearls or stickles or anything like that after you're done with everything. And I sometimes go ahead just to show y'all, what it's going to look like with like liquid pearls or something. But you really want to wait till the very end after you've done all the coloring, all the shading, all that before you add anything dimensional or anything like that. And again, I say this all the time. If you're not willing to cut your pages out of your book, I don't recommend using liquid pearls, stickles, anything dimensional, because if it's in your book, if you're using anything dimensional in your book, let's say she's right here, and you've got liquid pearls and stickles and dimensional stuff, and you go to color over here, when you start coloring here, it's going to be lumpy, bumpy. And even if you put something in between, cardstock or something, you're still going to feel that texture. I just, if you're not willing to cut your pages out and put them in a binder or something, if you just want to leave them in your book, then don't do dimensional stuff in your book. I mean, you can do what you want to do. Daddy said don't do it. Well, you can do you, boo. Just saying. If you do, don't yell at me that. Hi, Devin. All right, so let's see what I want to do next on her. She's already dry and ready to color now. So we could do another like light, another layer of acrylic marker, or we can go in with some pencils. So let me just see here. I think I did pull the brown. I did pull a brown or two over here. Let's see. I need another brown. I need the dark brown. All right, I'm just going to try to keep it simple here. All right, so now I'm going to go in here with just like a sienna brown, which is kind of the color that I used here to do her hair. And then I'm going to start shading, highlighting, or whatever else, just like you're going to color. Like this is a base coat. Okay, so let me sharpen here. Ask questions, guys, if you have questions. I know I have my teacher voice on. That's why I say I'm not a teacher. Y'all going, I try to do demos and techniques and tips and all that. But yeah. All right. So now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to get in here with the dark brown. This one is dark umber. And I want to get some of y'all know, I have to have high contrast in my coloring. Or in any of my pieces, actually. I like lots of contrast. And I've told y'all the story before. I, talked to a few people over the years. And they say, I followed everything you did. And I used all the same colors and did everything you did, same page, but I'm going to give her a widow's peak. Just going to go ahead and give her a widow's peak. She's got a mask on, so we're going to give her a little more drama. Why doesn't mine look like that? Yours looks so, colorful and so, and I can almost guarantee you that what people do is they stop at this point. They think that's shaded enough. They think that's dark enough. Or they'll add just a little bit, maybe a little more dark. I have to have it almost to the point where I have to the point of black shadows and white highlights and everything, in between. I like very high contrast. And if you want it to look dramatic and nice and bright and colorful, you can't be afraid to do dark darks and light lights, because that's what's going to give it that drama, is that high contrast. Look, just look at that. I didn't really have done anything. Look at the difference in her hair, just in that alone. And if you just took this and started shading that in, leaving some highlights, it's going to look so much better than just that. You see? I give her fangs. I've given my girls fangs before. I've given them fangs. I've given them scales. I've given them leopard skins. I've given them mermaid scales. Yeah, I'm not afraid to change them up. I'm not afraid to change the girls up. So anyway, then you can make up a story about her, while you're coloring her. I'm trying to just I'm so zoomed in. I want to make sure that I stay in, frame in the area where I'm coloring. So, and I do a lot of flicking. You can do a lot of flicking with your colors like that, because it tapers the color off at the end. So again, if you're just joining us, Devin, we're using, I went through, and I'll show all the pages here again in a minute. Over the weekend, I based a whole bunch of, her pages with acrylic, grabby, dual tip acrylic markers. And now we're either adding another layer, some detail, or in this case, color pencil. Okay. So, and then this I'm imagining is like a leather, and same thing for her gloves. So I did a base coat of a brown because I want them to look like leather gloves and a leather vest. So I'm teasing you, Devin. It's 7:40 there. That's okay. I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm teasing you, Devin. If y'all don't follow Devin, and y'all are into, well, she does a lot of mixed media stuff, but she's also the person I go to if I want to know anything about jelly plating. Let me click on her here. So, and she comes on Wednesdays at 3 Eastern. So, hi, Lisa. Hey, girl. Hey. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Um, did you resend it, Ellen? I've not checked. I can't check it now. Um, if you just sent it in my mail, I looked in my spam. I'll have to, I don't know. May not be coming through, and I don't know why. You're not on, what do you call it? Instagram, Ellen? Thank you, Tina. All right, so I just got some of the darks, but now I want it to be some of the like the sienna brown, kind of a red brown. So now I'm going to go in here and flick over the top and in between the dark brown so I can get some of that kind of reddish brown in her hair. Can y'all see the difference that made? Just that to that. I'm leaving some areas because I want some highlights in there. And years of doing it and hundreds of color book pages, you get better at it. I do have a color book playlist. You don't have to put it in there, Kat. I know she'll be the first one to throw out a link. Oh my gosh, so good at it. But anyway, yeah, I do have a color book playlist. Okay, I just broke that tip. Let me go ahead and resharpen that. Okay, can you look at the difference in those two colors there? Just adding a layer of the terracotta. Thanks everybody for being here. I got to figure out. I need to do a giveaway. Did y'all like the those ink tracing pages? Hopefully y'all got. I've already heard from a couple, two or three of y'all that you got your pages already. Because they just go in an envelope. It's easy to mail them to you, so you can practice it or see if you like it before you order a book. If y'all like the ink tracing pages, I can do a giveaway with some more of those. If y'all liked it, what did y'all think of the ink tracing last week? Did y'all like it? Or what did you think about it? Even if you didn't, you don't have to say you liked it if you didn't. I just wondered if y'all did think that was something kind of cool. The ink tracing pages, and I'll pull those back out too so you can see them. Middle, so I'm kind of flicking it toward the middle and leaving some light area there. I'm excited about Inktober. Well, sort of excited. Doing another poster, it's a lot of work. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Terry. I sent Terry pages, but she's in UK, so it's going to take her a minute to get them. You do another giveaway with some of the pedophilia. Okay, view. I love to order. Okay, so Ann Makes ordered some of the books, played with the reverse coloring. Yeah, the reverse coloring doesn't have any, what do you call it, lines for you to follow. You have to make your own doodles. Did you, I don't know, did you post it, Debbie? I know you posted, did you post work on it? I don't remember if you post working on it. All right, so there's a start for her hair. See how much vibrancy that brings as opposed to like this or the glove, or I haven't done anything yet. You want to order some more books too, Missy? Let's see. Devin said showed off. Oh yeah, Devin's got her. I haven't got my set of ATCs yet. Did take a minute for them to get to Canada uh, to get them turned in to Joanne. Mine did, Devin. So maybe they're going to take a minute coming back. Hopefully, I'll get them soon. It's been a couple weeks, so hopefully I'll get them. I didn't get my last set from Janet either. Not Janet's fault. I mean, but whatever. All right, let's see. Let me get the. I'm going to go with the slate blue, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of shading in her eyes. She's already got blue eyes, but I'm going to give her a shadow in her eyes there. And then I'll bring down. I put some marker color paint in her eyes. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring down, blend out where the two colors met right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do her pupils. And I do pupils, nostrils, little tiny things that I want that are small with black. I just use a Sharpie pen. Oh, that's really getting on my nerves. Every time I lean in on that tape. Let's see. Expect it will take a bit more than a minute. I do like that. I love that slate blue view. I love that slate blue. All right, so now I'm going to do her pupils. And her eye line, her lash line. I'm going to do her lash line. And then I take a Posca. Maybe I can zoom in a little more here. There we go. And give her a highlight. Now you can give them lots of highlights, and if you do like manga or stuff like that, there's like 5 highlights you can do. But I just do a little bit of extra. Just a little bit of extra highlight, not a lot. This one could be a little smoother, I think. So I'll just take my blue, kind of smooth that out a little. Okay. Oh, other thing I was going to do is that some of this in between the what do you call it? The mask, the eye holes here. I think I was going to do it with the black pen, but I think I'm going to take a pencil, my black pencil, or even a dark blue pencil. Let's see here. Do I want indigo or do I want, let's see, let me test this violet blue is going to be, it's going to be too purple. Let's see. Let's go with maybe Copenhagen blue, probably. Let me sharpen, nice and sharp. Thank you, Debbie. All right, this might be dark enough. Let's see. Not quite. It'll be a start. So where the mask surrounds her eyes, it's going to kind of be a harsh line because it's a mask, right? Like that. It's not going to be like shadowed out because it's a mask. But I think I almost want the mask to be kind of that way. Very mask-like, mask-esque. Just gives it a nice contrast there. Jana, are you streaming today? And if so, do you know what you're going to do? She's right there. She may have stepped away for a minute. Maybe a little more definition on the ribbon that's tying it as well. Speaking of masks, I got to show y'all I know I show y'all every year my masks that I've done over the years. And I don't think, yeah, no, it wasn't last year. It was a year before. The year before that I made new ones. I'm planning on it, but don't know what to do. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. Give me just a minute. All this lemon water and do a BRB, and then I'll pull down my masks up here and show those to you real quick. Take a little minute. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I don't see the cats in here. We're good. Okay. So when I rearranged my shelves and cleaned them off and got rid of a bunch of journals and packed some away, gave a bunch to Denise, my what do you call it, masks were like, I don't say hidden, but they were like way back in the back. So I'm gonna pull them down. Let's see. There's some. I'm not quite tall enough to reach that one. Let me move my chair over here. Hang on. Let me climb up here and get them. Ugh. There we go. Get y'all in a. Okay. All right. So my first foray into the mask making. Rabbit trail. Hi, Tex. Was with my collages. So let me get a few of those here first. All right, here we go. Was doing the same thing that I do with my collages, except with masks. So I did some half masks, and you can get these, like I got mine at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at, probably a lot of places. But so this one, there's a half mask. And so what I do, I just do little scenes, little collages. These I did 2015. So these are 10 years old. You haven't seen them in a while. Yeah. So there's the little scenes going on. See the little people down there. Whole worlds going on. So there's that one. And there's this one. And I collage a pumpkin every October, so it's kind of in the same vein. I do a pumpkin every year, and they're all on my Instagram. If you want to see all my pumpkins I do every year, they're all on my Instagram. So there's this half face there, half mask, and this one's a full mask. So, and they're varnished with the same varnish, the same varnish that I use. See a little drip coming down there. There's a little door with somebody peeking in there, and then little waterway coming down, dripping down there. You can see some fog or mist or clouds coming around. Mountains way back there in the background. Yes, all the same varnish. And then a couple of years ago, it wasn't last year. I don't think I signed these or anything either, so I'm not sure. But it's been a couple years. I just did some so I say simpler. They're less collage labor intensive. And then I did these. So, and they have lots of they have these lots of ribbons hanging off of each side of them. So there's this half mask with these, and I did them fall. I did these 2 or 3 of them. I did 3 like this with fall, and I put some jewels on them and dimensional stuff and jewels and stickles and ribbons hanging off of them. So there's that. And I lined them all in gold, outlined it all with a gold pen. All outlined with a gold pen. So there's that one. Then I did the same kind of thing except with black background. Put a little girl on there with the apples. And then all kinds of, these are 3-dimensional little jewels on there. So there's this one. Thanks, Terry. It's got a spider with like a black widow with the red dot on it. So yeah, and again outlined with a gold pen and lots of ribbons, and even some of those leaf ribbon. Oh, that's this one here, leaf ribbon in there. So that one. And then I think I did one for Samantha. This is a second one I did. This is what they look like when you buy them. They look just like this, just plastic, different shapes, different size, like this. And then I did this one. I did this small one here with pink stripes, purple, and this right, you're seeing the elastic in there. You're seeing there we go, trying to move the elastic, holds it around your head. So then this one is pink glitter, stickles, not loose glitter, it's stickles. It dries and it doesn't come off. So yeah. So those are the masks that I've made over the last few years anyway. And they're fun to do, but I think, I really concentrate in October. I concentrate on doing my pumpkin collage instead of like masks. I'm putting them back up on the shelf, guys. Instead of doing something like that, I concentrate on doing my pumpkin in October. All right, so let's go back to her for a minute. Thank you. All right, so all right, let's see. What do I, and again, I kind of want to hold off on this one because I want to do the dimensional thing. And do I want to go ahead and I might just go ahead and outline her whole outfit. Let's just be different here. Let's give her like almost like a trim. Like it's got piping. Is it piping? Is that what I'm thinking of? The piping on an outfit that's got like a rolled piping. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do her outfit like she's got piping on everything. Because I would really like to do the dimensional part on here. All right. And technically, it wouldn't just be on the very, very edge of her outfit. But I just want to do it. I just want to outline it. Give it some drama. Let's see. What am I missing? I said I'm Mama 4. Star Love. Hello, Star. I said hi to Tex. All right. So I want to do the pearls. I want to do glitter on the, let's just go ahead and put a little bit darker in the jewels. All her jewels, I made sapphires. So all the jewels, well, except for the pearls, but all her jewels and everything. Then she's got on some rings. So if I took a gold glitter gel, just and again, I probably would go over this with stickles or something, but I'm just going to do it for now, just to fill in here. Get all her gold rings. Her gold rings with the glitter gel pen. Y'all got any questions or anything? Let's see. Now, I did want a little more highlight in her eye there. And I want to do her lashes, which I do lashes with the Sharpie pen. I'll do one eye and let you look at it, and then you can see after I do the second eye. Oh, I don't want to do that eye yet. I want y'all one eye at a time. Let's get her makeup in there. Maybe just a little of the iris. And then maybe just a little. Well, that's not going to be light enough. Let's see. I'd have to go with white. Pencil. Sharpen. Some just a few. I know there's a name for the lines in your eyes, the color lines in your eyes. All right, so let me just show you here. So see that she's got lashes here that I've done. I haven't done the bottom lashes yet, and I haven't done those lashes, just so you can see the difference that the Sharpie pen makes. All right, let's go and do the bottom lashes here. Now, they wouldn't be coming up over her mask, so let's be careful of that. They'd be on the inside of the mask. Okay, let's do her nostril, lip line, get a little definition there. All right, I want a dark blue here. Give her pupils a little more. She's going to have sapphire eyes like her jewels. Now let's go back with a little bit more shadow in there. And a white, well, that one you can't really see, but the white in the corner of her eye there. Maybe a little white on the outside here. Give her eye a little definition. All right. Now, let's see. Let's get a peach and this henna. Yeah, I like henna. Let's do a peach and henna. Add a little bit. Let's do a little bit of skin to her. Or do I want to, maybe, I'm thinking I might want to do some more acrylic paint. Let's do that. Let's do that first. All right. Do a little peach and maybe a little more pink. She's just a little yellow, but that might just be her, because she's not in the sun. She needs some sun. All right, I'm going to spray a little bit of water off to the side. I'm not spraying the water into there. Okay, now let's just see if we can add just a little more. Yeah, see, that's not dark enough. It's just more peach color. I need more. Well, that's okay. It'll give her some. I'll do that first. I'll go ahead and give her some blush, if you will. Just a little bit of blush there. Maybe a little on the other side, too. But it's not quite dark enough for skin. So, let's see what color do I have over here. Do I want this color? Maybe with a little more of this color. Let's see what happens with that. Not seeing any questions. Yeah, she works the evening shift. Devin. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's at least get another layer. Another little wrist here. So funny. Remember, you can add another layer. You can add another layer, but make sure the first layer is dry, and you got to be kind of quick if you want it smooth. Okay. Because it's not like Copics. It's not like acrylic marker. I mean, it's not like alcohol markers that blend immediately. You're working against water drying real quick. All right, so that's pretty good for another base. Now that has to dry. I could hit it with a heat tool. Um, let's go ahead and see maybe about a glove or something. Let's see. All right, let's go back in here with the two browns here. Let's go ahead and get some nice dark brown shadows where her gloves and her um, the creases and the lines in the gloves. And let's give it a nice trim. Let's give it a nice dark edge. Grabby paint markers. Yes. Yes, text. What you call it? Put a link. Kat put a link in there earlier. Text. Yeah, they're grabby dual tip. It's two colors in one. I think there's 72 colors, but 36 markers. Dual tone. So you get two colors on each one, which is, I think it's a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and now make the gloves a little more. Like leather, soft looking. Just kind of going over, darkening some areas, making them look a little more leather color. I'll go ahead and do some of the um, dimensional stuff on her, even though I haven't finished her face. But I want y'all to see some of the like stickles and what do you call it? Liquid pearls and stuff like that. That you have to wait till the very end to do. Going back to the darker brown just to get a little bit more shadow in there. Go around all her rings. Same thing for her vest. I'm going to do her vest kind of the same way. Okay, good, good. And you can take some other, like, let's see about this henna color. Might add just a little bit of another color in there. Just a little. And I might add a little bit of, I don't want too much highlights on the leather because leather's not really, well, I mean, there's some leather that's shiny, but this is supposed to be more like suede. So I don't want a lot of highlighting in the suede, you know. There we go. Start there. All right, now let me go back with the blue up in her eyes here. I want a little bit more eyeshadow right there. Okay. You know, her ear, all this needs to be, her skin, her face needs to be more done. Hi, Cat and Paste. We're working with grabby markers as a base, as bases today, in case you just came in. Brush tip dual. I don't know. Do you have these, Cat and Paste? I don't remember if you said you had acrylic markers or not. And then I just brush some out on a little porcelain palette with a little water to the side, kind of bring the water in as needed because it dries fast. So there we go. All right, now I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some, what did I do? Hang on. I clicked my camera, hang on. Hang on. You can still hear me? Okay. Well, I'm going to leave and come back because I clicked something on my camera settings. I'm not seeing. I don't know what I did. Let's see. Camera. All right. I'll be right back. Okay. I should be back. Hang on. Am I back? Are we back? Okay. I don't know what I bumped something on my keyboard, you know. I don't know. I could spend all day trying to figure out which button I pushed or I could just leave and start over. That's the quickest way. Okay, so now let's go back. All right, let's see here. Let's see. I think we're good on the lighting. All right, so let's go ahead and get out the liquid pearls. Do I want? I think I'm gonna go with white pearls. White pearls, and do I want silver? Do I have silver in here? I got more. Some here we go. I got more. We got lots. We got lots of. All right. Let's see. Let's go with white pearls and silver stickles. One of these two will have something in it, I'm sure. Let's see. This one's yeah. Let's go with that. So these are, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe more. I had a vacuum cleaner that used filters that were this shape, and this is what the filters came in. And so they're the perfect for stickles and liquid pearls. So we're going with these. All right, let's just move this out of the way. And let's see if I got these working. Again, I'm not done with her face or her vest. Oh, I think I want a dark blue. I want silver on that. Yeah, let's just go with silver. Okay. So we're going to do silver and liquid pearls. All right, let's see. Question. No, I don't have those acrylic markers. I only have Posca. Oh, that's right. Cat and Pace, she feels like she's cheating on her Poscas if she uses any other acrylic markers. Have you seen my stash of Poscas? Have you seen my stash of Poscas, Cat? All right, let's go ahead and do the silver first. Let's make sure this is working. Let's see. Do I need to? Yeah, there it comes out. Team Posca. Yes, Devin. Oh my gosh. All right, is this kind of flashed out? Do I need to turn the light down or bright down just a touch? Maybe. There we go. All right, so what I want to do is I want her outfit to look like beaded, maybe, and her same thing for her mask. Now it is a little hard for me to see. I do need to kind of hold it up so I can see this too, where I'm going with it. I'll hold it up so you can see exactly what it looks like when I'm done, but I have to kind of hold it at an angle so because it's, shiny and I can't see it either. So I'm going to do the mask, go around. I'm going to go down over on the ribbon here. It's all beaded. Then around her little sapphires. Okay, I think I do want to go kind of around the eye sockets a little. The mask outline there. I think I want to do that a little. So it's not so harsh of a line. There we go. Same thing for down here on the bottom. Just kind of skip it across there. Okay, same now. I'm going to go down in here in her outfit. It's going to look really good when it's dry, I'm telling you. And I normally would not do this part until I finished everything else. Her face, the vest, everything. And this would be the last thing I do. But if I wait to do that, then we won't get to it, and I want to do a giveaway. So, all right. So let's go ahead and go around the sapphire here. And the sapphire rings. Okay, and now I'm going to lay it down here as long as I can see it. No, I can't see it. I have to hold it up. I'm just scribbling it. Scribble Scrabble view. She always makes fun of me when I do that. In a good way. I'm just teasing her. She doesn't make fun of me in a bad way. Oh. We all joke with each other. Nobody's being serious about coloring. Let's just be honest. None of us are being serious about coloring. We're all just having fun. All right. Let's see. All right. Some scribble scrap. There we go. See, look. Doesn't that look good? And you still see the undercolors. So it looks like she's got beaded or some kind of jewel beaded, you know. Those fancy, I don't want to call them old lady dresses. I don't wear this kind of thing. So, but I just remember, and as you see them in shows and stuff, it's usually the, wealthy old ladies that wear these dresses. I shouldn't say that because there's young girls that wear these pretty dresses too. I'm just not in that. I'm just not there. I'm not with those. If Samantha put on one of those beaded dresses, I would think she looked like $1,000,000. She's in the fashion industry, so she may. Nana, what are you talking about? That's very popular. It's very in. Okay, if you say so. All right, so now I'm going to take my liquid pearls, and you're not going to be able to, I'm going to have to set this down while I do this. And I'm just squeezing out little beads of pearls, and I'll hold it up for you. This looks amazing after it's dried. I'm just going to be honest. And you get these in all different colors. This one is white opal. That's the name of this liquid pearl. It's by Ranger. You can get it on Amazon. I'm going to have some rich lady email me now and say, I don't know what I'm talking about with fashion. And you're right, I don't. I used to work in fashion merchandising, but that was many years ago. I dressed a lot of mannequins in beaded dresses. But, it's just not where my life is that I would wear this. I mean, I've had to wear dressy dresses every now and then, but not very often. Back when Hubster was in the military, he'd have the military ball every year, and I'd have to dress up for that, but not a lot. Janet, girl. Thank you, Janet. Thank you so much for not emailing me. I'm so joking around, guys. You wear if you want to wear this every day while you're gardening, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what people wear. No, that was back. I guess I would have been in the 80s. I know I've told y'all the story. Now I had it was a pretty dress. It was a cream color with gold trim. And back then it was the shirtwaist dresses. They had the belt at the waist and they were long past your knee, down to your calf, and they were flared. I know. I'll show you. All right, Cat. So the dresses they were like, you had a belt like this, right? And they were very flared like this. And they came down to the middle of your calves. And you wore high heels with them. And they had shoulder pads. They had big shoulder pads back in the 80s. Remember Dallas, the TV show Dallas? I'm going to tell the story again. You can thank Kat for the story again. Visuals, yes, y'all can thank Kat again for this story. So I was at my friend's daughter's wedding, and I wore this dress, very pretty dress. It had a nice, cool texture to it. This is back when I was in the fashion world, but I wasn't really a dressy dress kind of person. Even when we were, well, I'll tell you the story about wearing dresses at work after this story, and then we'll do a giveaway. So, so I was at her wedding, and it was at a Catholic church. Now I'm not Catholic. Not, I mean, although we were Catholic when we were very, very, very young, but then my mom got divorced, and I think they kicked her out. I'm not sure, but anyway. So I'm nothing against Catholics. I'm just saying this was a Catholic church where there was a lot of standing, kneeling, sitting, standing, kneeling, standing, kneeling, kneeling. A lot of that going on. So after the service, after the wedding, it was a big church, and then it had a lot of stairs, lots of stairs, right? A lot of stairs going down. So as I was walking down the stairs leaving the church, I kept feeling something around the bottom of my dress, bumping on my leg. And I go, what is that? What is that rubbing on my leg? So I reached down. Wait, I gotta have a visual for y'all. Wait a minute. So I reached down, and I pulled on whatever it was that was touching my leg, and I went, shh. It was a shoulder pad, a big shoulder pad, not a little shoulder pad. It was a big shoulder pad, like Mama John. So, and it had they're Velcroed. They were Velcroed into the dress. So it went shh, like a Velcro sound. And then I pulled it out, and out of my hand like this, and my arm goes way out, and I'm holding this in my hand. I'm holding this in my hand, walking down the church stairs, and it went shh, and everybody looks at me, and I'm holding this out. Mind you, I'm walking down the stairs holding this. People are looking at me like, "What the heck?" But that's part of it. But what was also bad is then the rest of the walk of shame. See, I don't mind telling on myself. My dress was now like this. So now I look like that. I had one big shoulder, like a linebacker. They were big shoulder pads. Some of y'all know the 80s. I had a linebacker shoulder pad on one and none on the other. Anyway, so yeah, that's my shoulder pad story. And dress story. And when I worked in the visual merchandising, we climbed ladders, and 3 stories ladders that are 25 feet tall, and dressing mannequins, throwing garlands at Christmas. It's all, and we were the only ones. Now remember, this is this is back in the 80s, maybe early 90s. And if you worked in a nice department store, everybody wore dresses. Everybody wore dresses except the visual merchandising department. We got to wear pants. Nobody else got to wear pants and work in that store except visual merchandising. Well, and there's 3 girls. At that time, I think there were 3 girls, and then our manager, a man, was a manager. And one time HR, I guess, somebody said, how come they get to wear pants and we have to wear dresses? And they had to wear, and high heels too, people. The ladies had to wear dresses and high heels. And when we worked on the floor, like during Thanksgiving or Black Friday, when they had extra, a lot of sales and a lot of extra people, we had to work on the floor, and we had to wear dresses and heels as well, which we didn't mind because we only had to do, and stockings, yes, hose, yes, and the legs. We would wear legs. Well, anyway, I'll tell the story and then we'll do the giveaway. somebody got it in their head that we thought we didn't have to wear dresses, we could wear pants all the time. We're climbing ladders, we're bending down, hauling mannequins and all this stuff. Well, the HR manager called us in and said, I think that we're going to have to change the rules. Y'all are going to have to start wearing dresses. And we all looked at each other like, do you know what we do? Do you know what we do? So and the girls were complaining, and I didn't say nothing. I went home for lunch every day because I lived close enough to go home for lunch every day. So I went home for lunch that day, put on a dress, hose, view, and high heels. Came back to work after lunch. First thing I did was go up to the third floor in the loft. We had a big loft where we stored all our tools and ladders. Brought down probably a 12-foot ladder because I couldn't carry a 25-foot one by myself. Got me put a 12-foot ladder on a rolly cart. Went down. Now remember, we're working and doing all this stuff during the work hours. Shoppers, and this was back when and this was in a mall. Shoppers were a lot in the mall back then. So I set up my ladder in the busiest maybe I did the men's department. I don't remember. Maybe it was the men's department. It's one of the big departments. I set up my ladder and climbed the ladder to the top and started changing something out. Oh, I think I waited for the HR manager to walk by. And as he was walking by, I was at the top of this 12-foot ladder, and I called down to him. I said, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so." And he looked up and he saw me in a dress with high heels up at the top of a ladder. He goes, "Come on down, come down here." He goes, "I think I'm going to have to change that rule back." I go, "Oh, okay, that might be a good idea. Okay, thank you." I packed up my ladder, took it back upstairs, didn't climb any more ladders that day, and we did not have to wear dresses anymore. I don't remember, Janet. No, we had I would have been wearing legs, pantyhose, the whole thing. They're pantyhose, the whole thing. So what I had under the pantyhose, we'll leave that a mystery. I was nice about it. I didn't complain. Anyway, so there's my dresses story. I'm not a dress person, people. I'm not a dress person. I will wear a dress if I have to, weddings and funerals or whatever. I will wear a dress, but no more shoulder pads. Okay. Anyway, here's the pearls. See the pearls? There we go. See how they look like real pearls? I mean, y'all are going to think I'm horrible. Don't y'all think I'm horrible for telling that story? Okay, so don't email me, people. Don't email me. All right, so there's the pearls. Don't they look good? Well, now too, guys, at my age, I'm all about comfort. I'm not out there in the work world where you got to dress nice. And, back then it was also suits. I had probably more suits than I had dresses, skirts and jackets. I would have probably been wearing, for any kind of corporate function, I would have been wearing a suit, not a dress. Oh my goodness. I've told those stories before to you guys, but anyway, so there we go. So that's there's her beaded blouse and her beaded mask and her pearls. Now I do have to finish the leather, but we're not going to do it because this got to dry now. This got to sit aside and dry. I'm big on. I wear leggings and t-shirts, oversized t-shirts. I don't like anything tight, especially when I'm working around, And this is a tight shirt, but look, it's very loose and thin. I like my clothes comfortable, because I'm sitting here arting all day. I ain't going nowhere. All right, so let me show you. Let's see. I showed this already. This was from last week. Finished her. She has some peach or rose gold pearls. So she has rose gold pearls in her hair. Yeah, me too, Tina. All right, then let's go back to. Um, I can dress up if I have to. I just don't have to very often. That's it. That's just it. I just don't have to dress up very often. All right, so here's our different ones that we've done in different stages with the grabby. Well, there's a gold thing with the grabby dual tone, dual tone. All right, and we've done just lay some down here and add a little water to the side just to kind of creep the water in as we need it. And then again, these aren't done. These are all different stages. Janet's so funny. I'm still laughing at what she said a minute ago. So, and this one I did add some gold gel pen. The gold gel pen I just had there. There you go. You can see it there. Add a little bit of gold. They're in stages again. But I wanted y'all to see how you can use these acrylic markers. It's all acrylic marker, water, just a little bit of water, laid down on a porcelain here, and brushed it, painted in. All right. I know. Well, it is 3D, Tina, the liquid pearls. So it's very faint at the beginning, but it's a base. So I just got different ones based, and that's just the back. Okay, let's go ahead and do a giveaway. Let's see, spaghetti strap tank top with a pair of Hanes sweatshirt. Oh my gosh, the only time I dress up if there's yeah, that's what I said, a wedding or a funeral, Angie. But I mean, I've had my times, like I said, hubsters, balls for work or for the military. I know how to dress up, but not when I'm changing mannequins and hanging wreaths from the ceiling of a 30-foot high store. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go ahead and let's move this and let's get out the. Let me find them here. Where'd I put them? Let me find my ink thingies. Where'd I put them? I didn't take them out of here, did I? Hang on, I'm digging around down here. Where did I put them? Oh, here they are. The what do you call it? The ink tracing. All right, let's move this for a minute. We'll do some ink tracing. Let's back up. And I've just been cutting them out, and I've given away a whole bunch of them just because y'all can try them. Tina, what is that, Tina? Cats and what is that? I don't know what's in between the cats. It's not showing up. I don't know what's showing up with the cats. Herding cats. Okay. All I see is black squares and the cats. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Kat says she moved from a city of label wearing to a town of pajama wearing. Culture shock. Yeah. Well, I did that with age, Cat. It's black cats. Okay. It just shows up as little squares. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's see here. Let me get out some envelopes. We'll do 2 US, 2 international, and I don't hard crease them when I send them to you, but they're going to have a crease in them. But the reason I'm sending them to you is for y'all to practice and see if you like it before you buy. And I'm not sponsored. Nobody paid me. I don't have an Amazon affiliate. I'm not sponsored affiliate with anybody. If I like something, I'm going to get it and share it with you guys. And yeah, so you don't have to make any links for me. Kat puts all the links and I don't get anything from them. So just saying. All right, let's see. Hi, Jane. Who else am I missing? uh, yeah, I get that's right, Tina. Y'all super chat me. There you go. That's what I get. All right, so let's see, which I do appreciate, by the way, because what that does, guys, it helps me to do cover postage and get books like this to share with you guys. Speaking of, I got three new books coming, two tomorrow and one on Tuesday, so I'll have it before Wednesday stream. Let me see. Let me give y'all a hint. I bought a Debbie Epps. I have never bought a Debbie Epps collage book because I'm inundated. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with collage soup and poor toast. Those are the collage cut and paste kind of books that I buy. But I said, well, you know what? I should get a Debbie Epps book. So I am getting a Debbie Epps book. Let me go over here to my Amazon. And so y'all want to know what books are coming? You want to know what books I got coming? All right. First off, Wednesday I have The Little Folk, Kristen Cairns' newest book, Little Folk. I got that coming on Wednesday. So that we probably won't be able to do anything till next Monday because I'll get it after the stream. So that will be next week. We'll work in Little Folk. Okay. So, but when we get our collage stuff, so the collage book that's coming tomorrow from Debbie Epps, I got her Rust. I got the Rust book. Debbie Epps got about 40, 50 books. I'm not sure how many you want to know, but I got the Rust one. So we're going to play with some Rust maybe on Wednesday. Then the other two books I got, I'm going to blame, I think Kathy Berg for one and Zandra for the other, but I can't remember which is which. I think this one I got enabled by Kathy Berg. I think. I could be wrong, could be vice versa. But Zandra, Scraps to Beauty Zandra, enabled me on one, and Kathy Berg enabled me on the other, but I just don't remember which one. So I got this one coming, Art Zine. See, I can't scroll over because I'm zoomed in. And I'll get these tomorrow. So, or no, I think I'm getting this today. So Wednesday, we'll show that on Wednesday, and we'll show this one on this one. I think again, I don't remember which one was which, but between the two of them, then I got this one, Sylvia Gryazuk, Handy Arts Cutout Collage Whimsical book. So that one's coming today. So we'll have those for Wednesday. So we'll probably do some collaging on Wednesday. Okay. Collage Wednesday. And the next week, we'll do the wee folk or whatever, little folk. We'll do little folk next week. So, yeah. You can use Rust effects. Yes, that's what I think too, Tina. The Rust, let me fix my blanket I sit on here. I think so too. And it'll be good, like even just landscape. I think. Now I don't know what I can't. I think I might have saw a flip through of it some time ago. I'm not sure when that book came out, but I think I tear everything up and use it in collage. All right, so let's go ahead and do our giveaway here. So we'll do. I don't remember which we did first last time, but we'll do international first. So international, I got to go get my iPads in the other room. International only, 1 to 100. Okay, I'll go ahead and put in go here, and then I'll go get my iPad. Okay, international only, one number only. Don't change your number, move your number, one number only. Don't make my mods get upset. They're herding cats as it is. One number only, international, and then we'll do US. Okay. All right, let me go get my iPad. All right, let me get my random.org. All right, here's my random.org. Here's our little generator box there. All right, and I count down 10, 9. Hi, Raul. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. First two people closest to international, 23. And if everybody went over 23, I'll pick a new number. 23. I'm scroll back. Let's see. Raul had 16. Raul, looks like you're going to get you and I'll give you one of each. I'll do the one out of each like I did before. So, it looks like Raul is 1. Get my little stuff here. So let's see. Raul had 16, and I got to see who else. Who was closest to 23, or did everybody go over? Let me see what everybody says. Raul had 16. Pick another, Janet said. Okay, here we go. 41. 41 without going over. Scrolling back. Did everybody go over 41? Hardhouse had 42. Looks like I got to pick another number. Looks like everybody went over 41. All right, let's pick another number. All right, here we go. We'll get it yet. All right, here we go. 100. So whoever had the highest number will get the second one. Let's see. Scrolling back. Let's see. Me had 86. Is it me with 86? Not me, but this me. Me had 86. Is that correct? Y'all check me out. Okay, there we go. So Raul and me, y'all will get 3 pages each out of the book. And I won't flip through the whole thing. But just to show y'all, like, here's the dragon one. The dragon one looks a little different than the other two, but I'm giving y'all a page out of each. And what you do is you go around with a black pen. Where's my one I did? Or started anyway. I've been cutting them out, so they're all it's kind of chopped up. But here we go. Here's one I started. See, so I started going around it with black. And you can doodle, and then you can go in and color. Like here I went in with, this pink is really flashing the camera out, but I went in here with some color pencil, and I went in here with some marker here for the water. So you can do mixed media, but they're white. They're white pages. I mean, white lines. And the idea is for you to go over the white lines with the black pen. Thinner, thicker. I mean, you can't do too thick, but All right, let's see here. And then I'm looking forward to working on the track. Oh, you're welcome, Tina. And then here's the other one. These are little fairy homes, like gnome homes, like mushroom homes, and just little, fairy tale homes. And I like a couple, 2 or 3 out of each book, and I'm not gonna use them all. So y'all might as well share some of them, right? And that's when y'all super chats come in. This is the kind of stuff I get for you guys. All right, so there's me and Raul. Now let's do US only. Wait till I type in go. USA only. 1 to 100. When I type in go. Okay. All righty. You're yeah, we try view. Okay, so wait till I type in go. Here we go. There we go. I don't want to accidentally shut myself down again. don't know what no, I don't know. You know, I probably hit something on the keyboard because my keyboard is literally right here. And so I probably hit something on the keyboard, but I don't know what. And when I click on my camera settings, it showed that it was all there and everything. So I don't know, but I do know that if I leave and come back, my camera, everything resets. So that's quicker to do than to try to figure out what button did I accidentally push. Uh, oh my gosh. Okay, that was last week's note. All righty. Get your numbers in. USA only, 1 to 100. First two people closest to a new number. We'll pick a new number. I got to put this is my Society of Idea Collector list. That goes in my book right here. All righty. I don't think I have anything else to show or share after this. I think we kind of did everything I wanted to do. Let me bring my random.org back up here. All right, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit your number. Get it in there. Once the stop goes in, that's it. All right, here we go. First two people closest to 18. And again, if everybody goes over 18, which there's a lot more in US. So the first two people closest to 18 without going over. 18 without going over. I'll send y'all 3 pages. I'll just keep sending them till we run out of pages. All right, let me scroll back. Scrolling, because there's a lot more people that play. All right, 18. Let's see. Laverne had 12. So it looks like it might be Laverne might have 1 with 12. Y'all double check me. Laverne had 12. And Jackie with 10. Okay, and I have both y'all's addresses. So, and I do not share your addresses with anybody, not even the other mods. So, but I have to have your address to send you happy mail. Okay, so Laverne and Jackie and me and Raul. Raul, I did send that packet, large white envelope back to you again. So hopefully that one comes back to you. Gets to you. I resent it. I hope you're getting some mail from me, Raul, because I know I send you something at least a couple times a month. All right, there we go. So, any questions, comments, anything? Yes, Janet is streaming. She just doesn't know what she's going to do, Joe Lou. Don't have any more questions or comments. I do have a little video that Logan made for his class, but I'll show that on Wednesday. Because I don't want to rush through that. And it's already almost 11. I'm kind of out of stuff. So I'll show that next week. Wednesday, I'm sorry. Along with the collage books and Debbie F's Rust book. We'll do collage on Wednesday. All right, guys, and no questions. Thanks, Devin. Devin comes on Wednesday. Let me find Janet somewhere. If I can find Janet so that y'all can see her. That's Devin who comes on Wednesday. I'm scrolling back looking for Janet. There's Janet. Janet comes on at 1 Eastern. In about 2 hours, Janet comes on. That's the name of her channel right there. So let's see. Do I have anything else? All right. Well, I guess I'll head on out then. I hope y'all enjoyed seeing some of these. I'll probably work on it. I just wanted y'all to see the possibilities that we can do with acrylic brush tip markers with a little water. Little water. I'll try to finish some of those this week as well and post them on IG. All right, guys. Thanks to my mods. Cheshire Cat, Tina, Janet, thank you guys. And all right, I guess we'll head on out. All right, guys. Bye.